Welcome. Find a comfortable seated position. Let the spine be nice and long. Close the eyes and just start to notice all of the sensations that are happening in your body, all of your thoughts. And notice your breath. Notice any distractions that are happening around you, any thoughts or worries or stresses. I was pacing back and forth, thinking about how to start this class. And I realized how disconnected I was with my breath. So take a deep inhale in, long exhale out. Continue this deep breath, even as these distractions come in. Yesterday I was meditating and doing my own practice, and this idea of procrastination came up. I was catching myself in my practice, and I would be going deep into a pose and then stopping myself, thinking, well, I'll go a little deeper tomorrow. I'll engage a little bit more maybe the next day and build that strength, because I'm really busy right now, and I don't know if I should be sore or. And I realized that a lot of times I confuse scheduling my life and procrastination, and that the real sin of procrastination is when we're not doing what we have committed ourselves to completely. Take a deep breath in, long breath out. To be wholly committed to what we are doing, to this time that we have set aside for a certain thing. So often I find myself overscheduling, and when I have to reschedule something, I find myself only partway doing what I've committed myself to do and thinking about that other thing that I have to get done later. And that, to me, became the real procrastination. So I invite you today in this practice to fully and completely be invested in what you are doing. Fully coming into your breath. And fully committing to the sensations in the body. Take a deep inhale in through the nose. Long exhale out the nose. Deep inhale in through the nose for 3, 2, 1. Slow exhale out. 3, 2, 1. Deep inhale in. 3, 2, 1. Slow exhale out. 3, 2, 1. Deep inhale in. Reach the crown of the head a little bit higher. Slow exhale out. Keep that length. Relax the shoulders, knees, and hips. Deep inhale in. Let your belly fill up. Let the diaphragm fill up below your ribs. Slow exhale out. Push the belly button back towards your spine. Push out all that old stale air. Take another deep inhale in, filling up all the way down. Slow exhale out. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. Bring the palms together, exhale them down in between the eyes. May your practice cultivate enlightened thoughts. Inhale, exhale the hands in front of the mouth. May your practice cultivate enlightened speech. Inhale, exhale the hands in front of the heart. May all of your practices cultivate an enlightened heart. Moving nice and easy, find your way to tabletop. Knees hip distance apart, slightly behind your hips, hands right underneath your shoulders, wrist creases to the front of the mat. Take an inhale in, drop the belly, lift the heart. And exhale, reverse. Keep pressing down with the tops of the feet through the tips of the fingers. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the heart. And exhale and reverse, warming up the spine, warming up the breath, and really feeling the fullness of each inhale and each exhale. Even here, allowing yourself enough concentration and enough of a deep breath that even in this simple movement, we're feeling the edges of our flexibility, of our strength, engaging the core, lengthening through the crown of the head, keeping the shoulders active, tops of the toes active, tips of the fingers active. And as you're ready, tuck the toes, come into plank. Few deep breaths, really spread the fingers. Try and pull your thumbs toward each other without moving your hands, keeping the pectorals engaged. Feel the shoulders plugging into the sockets and not sinking into your shoulders or pushing them really far away from you. Find that nice neutral spot. Keep that core engaged. Get the center of the back high. Take a deep inhale in. Long exhale out. Engage the quadriceps. Reach the heels back. Now, even just here, all we're doing is holding the top of a push-up. You can start to generate heat. You can start to generate effort. Start to feel the body working. Just depends on how much concentration you put into this moment and how much you decide, well, I'll try a little harder tomorrow. I'll activate a little more a little later. Come into this moment right now. Breathe here. And then lift the hips up and back and come into downward facing dog. Bend one knee and then the other. Moving consciously. Keep the core engaged, so don't let your ribs fall out. Pull the low ribs in. Keep the core engaged. Sits bones high. Keep bending those knees back and forth, warming up the hamstrings. Little bend in the elbows. Don't want to lock the elbows out. Keep the fingertips pressing down. And then inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale down, chaturanga. Untuck the toes. Inhale up for a nice cobra, long through the spine. Engage the low back. Exhale, release back down, tuck the toes. Big inhale in, coming up to plank. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Do that 2 more times with your breath. Inhale, coming forward to plank. Keep everything active. Exhale, floating down. Move slow. Inhale, coming up, cobra. Engage the low back. Exhale, release down. Keep those toes tucked under as you inhale up for plank. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Keep the core engaged. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale, floating down. Inhale up for cobra. Exhale, release. Tuck the toes. Inhale up for plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bring that right foot forward in between your hands. Line up that second toe with the ankle, knee, and hip on each side. Feel that stability. Little bend in the back knee. As you bring your hands to your hips and come up. Keep pulling the hips forward. Don't let the belly just spill out. Keep the core engaged. Pulling that left hip forward. You should really feel this in the front of that left hip, down through the left quad. And then don't let yourself just sink into your toes on that right foot, but keep that right heel down. Pull back on the right heel. Engage the right hamstring and see if you can find that little shake and quiver in the strength of that foundation. Same deep breaths. Feel the warmth being generated from the work in that foundation through your hips, all the way up through your core, pulling it in. Feeling that openness and relaxation in the shoulders. Deep breaths. Reach the fingertips out, palms up. Start to reach the fingertips forward, transfer the weight to the right foot. We're going to come up for chair, so keep the knees bent. Same deep breaths, feet hip distance apart, working on that alignment. And don't stick the sits bones out so that there's so much work happening in your low back. And don't tuck them so far under that the legs stop doing any work. Find that nice neutral spot. If you feel the weight transferring more towards your heels, don't lean so far forward, but find that spot where you can breathe with the spine long. Transfer the weight to the left foot. Send the right toes all the way back. Little bend in that back right knee. Hands to your hips. In that same way, activate forward with the right hip, pull back with the left heel. Engage the core and breathe. We're doing really simple movement, so you can take some time to notice how much you're focusing here. How much are we giving it our all in this moment right now, when our feet are just activating, when our breath is coming deep, and not thinking, well, I'll wait till we get to the harder poses, and then I'll really get it going. And see if you can find that deep breath here, find that effort here. Don't procrastinate with the effort. Allow a deep breath, allow a little extra effort. Fingertips out. Step up, chair pose. Same deep breaths. Hands to heart center. Left elbow, right thigh. Push down with that right hand. Bend a little deeper, open a little more. And in that same way, breathe nice and deep. Notice that left knee's coming out in front of the right. A lot of us, when we come to these twists, we have a tendency to let our breath catch. We take an inhale or an exhale. We get caught somewhere, breathe through it. Now those thighs are starting to feel it. Just breathe a little deeper. Inhale, coming back to center. Right elbow, left thigh. Don't worry, we're almost there. I know those quadriceps are on fire. Keep breathing deep. Don't let your breath catch. Smooth inhale in. Smooth exhale out. Watch for any places where we're holding the breath. Inhale, come to center. And exhale, release down. Oh, goodness. Little bend in the knees. Inhale, coming halfway up. Exhale, release a little deeper, pull against the backs of the ankles. Inhale, halfway up. Long through the spine. Exhale, release a little deeper. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, release a little deeper. Place the hands down. Step back with that left foot. Place the back knee down and tuck the toes. Left fingers down, bend that left knee, reach back with the right hand. If you can, really sink down, feel that release through that left quadricep. Should feel really nice after all that work. Really pull that heel in towards your glute. Can't quite get that back heel. You can reach back with the left hand instead. Deep breaths. Coming up if you would like. Really sinking the hips forward to release through that left quad. And breathe. Notice where your focus is. Notice where your breath is. And releasing that side. Take an inhale in. Exhale, straighten that right leg. Release through the hamstrings. Flex the right toes. Crown of the head down. Ardha Hanumanasana. Inhale, coming forward. Nice lunge. Exhale, heading back. Ardha Hanumanasana. Move a few times. Notice any little spots where the hips try to avoid. Try to keep that right foot engaged, that right hamstring engaged. Notice your focus. Are you giving it your all right here, right now? And find your way forward. Both hands to the inside of that front foot. Staying here, or one forearm at a time. Make your way down. Notice if you've made your way down and that left hip is heading down toward the earth, I want you to try to bring your right shoulder lower and lower so that your hips stay parallel to the floor. Same deep breath. Stay active through the top of the left foot, still pulling back on that right heel. Let your head, neck, and shoulders release, but let your foundation, your feet, your legs stay active. And coming up to your hands, bring the hands to your hips. Come up. Hands to heart center. Left elbow on the outside of that right thigh. Nice deep twist here. Still looking for any of those spots where the breath tries to catch. Deciding if you want to stay here or tucking those back toes, lifting that back knee. Open the arms if you would like, bind if it's in your practice. Stop anywhere along the way where you can still find that deep breath. And again, notice if when you're breathing, if you take that inhale in and the breath gets caught somewhere, just try to breathe right through it. Keep it long and even. Gently unwind. Send that right foot back to meet the left. Take an inhale in. Exhale down, chaturanga. Inhale through and up, your back bend of choice. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Bring that left foot up. Back knee down, bend that knee. Release through that quad. Notice where your focus is. Notice your breath. And maybe close the eyes. Notice if there's a part of your body that's letting go a little bit, that's trying to take it easy, that's thinking about, well, I just don't really have the strength for that, or just don't really have the flexibility for that. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day. See if instead you can just breathe into it, not judging it, but just noticing if you're being physically held back by your body, or if there's just a little part of you that doesn't really feel like doing it today. It's okay. I have that all the time. So often that I'm thinking, well, I can take care of it today, but I'll really do it tomorrow. Gently release that back leg. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, heading back. Flex those left toes. Move with your breath, inhaling all the way forward, exhaling all the way back. I feel like a lot of times I do this with my plants here. They're so healthy and happy, and when I'm busy, I'm thinking, well, I just need to water them really quick, and then I'll garden tomorrow. I'll fertilize this weekend, and I'll clip some of the branches that need to be trimmed next week. And I just keep doing only what is necessary without really giving it 100%. Both hands to the inside of that front foot. Find your way down if you would like. Keep those feet active, legs active. Then I started noticing how I would do this in my practice. I would come into a pose that I've come into so many times before, and I would think, oh well, this is my limit in this pose. I can't go any further. Maybe in a week or two I'll really push through that tired spot that's telling me that I can't keep my legs active right now. And I started noticing that, that effort started to not come at all. So I encourage you now to find a deeper breath as you find your way up. Hands to the hips, and then heart center. Right elbow, left thigh. And breathe. Lift the back knee if you would like. And notice which part of your body is the first part that would like to give up. The first part that would like to say, let's come out. Let's release. Let's relax. And see if instead of getting caught there, you can just breathe a little deeper, a little smoother. Notice the thoughts, notice the focus, notice your breath, and allow. Gently unwind. Send that left foot back to meet the right. Take an inhale in. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale through and up. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Bring that right foot up in between your hands. Place that back heel down. Find your way up, warrior two. Most of us have come into warrior two many, many times. So keep pulling those feet in. Keep the core active. Relax the shoulders. Breathe through to the fingertips. Long, deep breaths. Notice if you need to bend a little deeper. Keep that concentration. Keep your focus. Right elbow, right thigh, left arm reaches. Tuck that right hip under, reach long through the left side of the body. Maybe those right fingers down, left fingers up. Breathe deep. Find if it's in your practice. Keep that breath in the belly. Don't let it try to come up to your shoulders. Keep the breath long. Notice what's happening to the legs. What's happening to your focus. I know part of me is thinking, oh, I might be sore. Quads might hurt a little bit after this. And I'm so busy, I have so much to do. Can I keep up? Stop worrying about where you're going. Be right where you are. Don't let that procrastination kick in. Find your way up, warrior two. Straighten that front leg. Keep that right hip tucked as you reach out, triangle pose. Hand on that shin, down on the earth, inside or outside of the foot. Notice if there's a big curve in the spine. The ribs are releasing out. Keep those left obliques engaged. Stay long through the spine. Deep breaths. Keep pulling back on the right heel. Tucking that right hip under. Notice your thoughts. Notice your focus. Notice your breath. If you're already here, you might as well give it all you've got. Slowly keeping the legs straight, come up. Turn the right toes in, turn the left toes out. Find your way down, warrior two. Keep the feet active, pulling in, find your breath. Left elbow, left thigh. Keep the feet active. Find your way to your extended side angle. And breathe. Feel that warmth. Feel that focus on the breath. Notice what part of you is the first part that's trying to come out. Activate it, breathe a little deeper, and come up. Warrior two. Straighten that left leg and reach. Triangle. Find that breath. Long through the spine. Gaze down if you need to. There's a crick in that neck. trying to align each and every joint. And come up. Parallel the feet. Release down. Wide-legged forward fold. Head nice and heavy. Transfer the weight a little more toward the balls of the feet. Really release the weight of the torso. Deep breaths. And walk over toward the right foot. Turn the right toes out. Place the left knee down. Walk the right foot over to the left side of the mat. Place the right knee down. Keep these toes nice and active. You can keep that left foot back, or bring the left knee to the sole of that right foot so that you can start to bring the belly out over the shin. Make fists with your hands if you would like, and release down. Make a pillow, nice and heavy. Keep those right toes active, pulling back, trying to keep the hips square. Deep breaths. And take just a minute here and really notice the spots in that right hip. The spots that are telling you, I can't possibly go any farther. See if you can breathe into them. Tell them it's going to be just fine. Just release and relax. Allow. It is possible to hurt yourself in yoga, but it is challenging. One has to try very, very hard to injure oneself. Don't get me wrong. Be careful. Talk to your doctor. Talk to your physician. But also listen to your body. Notice which spots are holding on. Because we keep thinking, we'll take care of that later. I'm too busy right now. I have too much to do, too much on my plate. Right now, you're here on your mat. So why not give it everything you've got? Breathe a little deeper. Release a little more. Slowly coming up to your hands. Tuck the left toes. Gently send that right foot back. Bring that left foot forward. Walk it to the right side of the mat. Head over to the other side. That same way, keep those toes active. Keep the integrity of that knee. Find your way out. Take a deep inhale in for 3, 2, 1. Long exhale out. 3, 2, 1. Deep inhale in. Long exhale out. I'm going to leave you here for just a minute to breathe with that hip. Notice what's holding you back. Notice what you're thinking about. Notice your breath. Notice your focus. Are you still on your mat, still with your body, still with that hip? Find your way to your hands. Tuck those right toes. Send that left foot back to meet the right. One final downward facing dog. And then find your way forward to plank and down to your back. Keep that blood flowing. Place the hands down. Heels up toward the sky. A little bend in your knees if you need to. Engage your core. Feel the low back pushing down into the earth. Deep breaths. Hands together. Reach for those toes. Lift the shoulders and head. Same long inhales, long exhales. Try and get the hips a little higher, the fingertips a little higher. Quads engaged, toes flexed. Start to lower that right heel. Keep that left heel high, reach for those right toes. Same deep breaths. Lift that right heel up, lower the left. Breathing into that core, that strength, that breath. Lift the left heel, lower the right. One more time. Right heel up, lower the left. This time lower the right to meet the left. Low boat, deep breaths. And bend the knees, place the heels down. Bend the elbows, fingertips up. Push the heels away from you. Feel your low back pushing down into the earth. Engage your core, keep that low back pushing down. Lift your heels an inch above the earth. Same deep breaths. Notice as that lower vertebra, try to get their space away from your mat. Push them back down with your core. Deep breaths. Interlace the hands behind your head. Straighten that right leg out. Right elbow, left knee. Breathe. Flex the toes. Slowly switch. And gently release. Right hand to your heart, left hand to your diaphragm. Soles of the feet together, knees out to the side. A few breaths here, or if you would like to invert, send your toes up over your head, make your way into plow. Hands high up on your back if you would like to make your way up to shoulder stand. Be sure all the weight is in your shoulders and elbows and not in your neck. Or just spend a little time Supta Baddha Konasana, lying on your back. Deep breaths. Slowly find your way out. And roll up to seated. Send your feet back behind you. Make a little pillow with your mat so you can place your knees down. Tuck your toes. Hands to the low back. Send the hips forward. Maybe just staying here. Maybe releasing the head back. Keep the core engaged even as it releases. Deciding to stay here, or you can reach back for your heels. Still trying to send the hips forward, releasing through the core, same deep breaths. We're going to come into this twice. So don't feel like you need to push yourself to your most extreme right now. Just warming up our back bend. Hands to the low back as you're ready. Gently find your way up. Stack the spine. Feel nice and long. Release into child's pose for a moment. Or find your way back. Slowly move with your breath. Untuck the toes if you would like. A nice big release. Hands on the tops of the feet even. To really feel that nice arch. And breathe. So try to find that inhale in for 3, exhale out for 3. Just as slowly as you came into it. Find your way back out. Straighten your mat. And lay back. Pull that right knee in. Pull it over the body with the left hand. Nice deep twist. Releasing the weight of the shoulders. Wringing out, twisting out any last worries or stresses. Coming back through center, pull that left knee in. Pull it over the body with the right hand. Notice any thoughts or worries, stresses that you're still holding on to. Allow yourself to come into this moment right now, these sensations, this breath. Give each inhale and exhale your undivided attention. Slowly coming back through center. Straighten the legs out, palms up, tuck one shoulder blade and then the other. Closing the eyes, release the tongue from the roof of your mouth. Now this is where this focus becomes so important. I know so often I will think, I will rest later. I will take a break later. I will spend time reflecting later. It's challenging for us to be fully present in our breath when we don't feel like we are accomplishing something. Yet the rest itself, the focus and the rest, is so important and is accomplishing so much. Allowing this space, allowing this time. So as you lie and breathe, anytime you keep pushing the breath away for later, keep procrastinating this time with your breath, come back to a deep inhale and a long exhale. Allow yourself this time to breathe. Swaha Tatsavisurvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsavisurvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Notice what you're thinking. Notice where you are. Invite in a nice big breath. Activate through the fingers and toes. Maybe stretching the arms up above you. Rolling onto one side. Making friends with your mat. Keeping the eyes closed. Slowly finding your way back to that comfortable seated position. Think about how you were sitting at the beginning of our journey. And then notice if your nervous system is a little calmer, if your breath is coming a little easier, if your thoughts seem just a little bit further apart. And maybe, just maybe, procrastination seems less of a turmoil and more of an opportunity to invest 100% in this moment, right now. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. Bring the palms together, exhale them down in between the eyes. May your life be filled with enlightened thoughts. Inhale, exhale the hands in front of the mouth. May you always have the patience for enlightened speech. Inhale, exhale the hands in front of the heart. May your heart have the healing it requires to live an enlightened life. Namaste. Take your time. There is no rush. I just want to thank you all so much for allowing me to guide you. I hope that you will drink a lot of water. I don't know about where you are, but here in California it has been very hot. So stay hydrated, stay healthy, stay happy. As most of you know, these are all donation-based classes. So we ask that you honor the suggested $15 donation if you are able, or leave whatever you can so that we can continue to bring this service to our community and to the world. There's a little donation button on your screen. And I hope that you will take this wonderful work that you've done with you, Too often I find myself leaving this work on my mat. I hope that you will take it with you into your day, your week, your month, your life, and that each is a brilliant one.